Hello and welcome to episode 63 of Weird Mind Newsroom, which might be a short one because there's only really a lot of new releases this week and a very small handful of news and trailers. So let's not waste too much full time on this and let's get into what came out this week.
I don't have a red crayon.
Why not?
I ate it.
We shall start the new releases with a new form, the classic story of a new generation for children that have now seen a form of a follow-on in this capacity that will show no matter how old you get, the untapped potential of the imagination is still present. This is we clearly seen with the release of the film adaptation of Harold and the Purple Crayon. This film will see Harold, now fully grown up and played by Zachary Levi, and using his magical crayon will travel with him and his friends to the real world and use all means of his crayon to change the world one idea at a time. But when his magical crayon falls into the wrong hands, it will soon take all the power, creativity, and imagination to save his world and the real world all in the process. Reception to this film has not been that great, though while the concept is decent, the simplistic nature and tone of the original novel is completely missing in this story, and maybe a bit too big and a bit too formulaic in the process. But I'm sure it's probably a fine enough film for the kids and the families alike, and if you want to check it out for yourself, you can catch this new film out now in cinemas. So this next one, you may be thinking that these films have already come out and that I've already made and mentioned about them on this weekly series, and you would be right, with just a new added aspect to it all, as we're returning to the streaming giant of Netflix with a new focus on the creation of a sci-fi world from a director whose rabid fan base will be non-stop flooding the social media singing the high praise of this, and who loves his director's cuts, as we receive the double bill of the Rebel Moon director's cuts themselves. This will of course be the extended version of the films that will follow Cora, a young farmer aide with a secretive past who goes on a journey with a confidant from her home planet in search of fierce warriors across the galaxy to help defend their home from the massive armada of Motherworld, protect their resources, and the death and bloodshed of innocents. So the initial reaction to the original releases were not that well received, and going off the reception for this one, it seems to be the same. It seems the case there might be some slight improvements to part 1, but they do not add much to the film besides this being an hour longer each, with part 1 now coming in at 3 hours 14 minutes and part 2 at 2 hours and 56 minutes, even more slow-mo probably, and more violent kills of blood that looks a bit off, and a lot more of sex and boobies. Those boobies, you know, they might be nice boobies, but not the ones that entice me more anyway. But I have yet to watch the second part yet, but we'll do so before I check out this extended cut with these films out now on Netflix. Are you ready, Kenzo? Because if you prefer something a bit more lighter, colourful, and have a certain absorbent sea sponge, then you are in luck, as there is another new film on the same streamer that will see us heading under the ocean, even though I think this film's been out since January on Twitter, as we have the new adventure of the Talking Sponge and his friends with the new film of Saving Bikini Bottom, the Sandy Cheeks movie. The new film will see the entirety of Bikini Bottom be snatched from the ocean floor of a mysterious laboratory on the surface world in Texas, and will soon see Sandy and Spongebob head above the surface to find out the mystery to stop find their friends and restore the city back to its rightful place at the bottom of the sea. Reception to this film has been a little more mixed, with praise the animation, its voice cast and story, though some of this spin-off and humour as well as some other elements are a little mixed in appeal, and the case I mentioned is already leaked on January, and most people have seen this as the weakest of all the 4 Spongebob movies. Yes, there's 4, and there's more coming. But if you want a new underwater adventure with everyone's favourite sponge, you can catch this new film out now on Netflix. Now onto the television side of things. The first one of this week is bringing the vengeance and will prove that he really is the Knight. As after initially being threatened of being shelved by the studio that says they are the only storytellers left in Hollywood and then cancel stuff for money, we got the long-awaited follow-up / spiritual successor of the animated series in the 90s, the new series Batman Caped Crusader. The series will be focused on a younger Bruce Wayne in his 30 years as a crime fighter in the New York-based tale of Batman dealing with the dealings of corruption and crime in his city that offers milestones that bring pieces to a larger narrative that will see him prove to the city foes and new eyes that the city is safe for the aid of the Dark Knight. Reception of this series has been very highly praised because it's Batman. Of course it is, as being a strong successor to the beloved animated series. Its animation, its voice cast, and overarching story are also great. I myself have watched a few of the first 2 episodes, and I agree, it is really good so far. I need to watch the rest of it as well, and you can too, as this new season is now available on Amazon Prime, with more coming soon. I'm Batman! And the final new release of this week is seeing us jump forward 1,000 years in the future to return to more new adventures with the intergalactic delivery crew as the all-new 12th season of Futurama. This season will follow the crew of Fry, Leela, Bender, and the rest of the Planet Express crew as they deal with new situations and comment on new gimmicks such as NFTs, popular TV series, Silicon Valley, and much more new adventures in the vast universe of the future. This season has seen some very positive reception with praise for its humor, its characters, and story that still feel fresh and entertaining after all of these years. If you want to check it out for yourself, the first episode, which is about NFTs, of the new season is available now on Disney Plus, with a new episode releasing every Monday. Of all that, that's all the new releases that we have for this week.
Expecto Patron!
So this week is a little bit of a dry spell for news and trailers, which I get the likes after Comic-Con, it was probably bound to happen. And it was looking like the first week where we may not have any news or trailers, because it was a very quiet week. But I did manage to find some small options for the first one coming to us from a new studio of animation from Skydance, and there's some alumni from Pixar and other studios as they bring a new form magical adventure with a trailer for the upcoming animated film of Spellbound. So this film is set in the magical world of Lumbria and will follow Princess Elaine, voiced by Rachel Zegler, who must go on a quest to find a way to break the curse of a spell that's turned her parents into monsters and build the bond back with her family. So the base of this concept has been done before with films such as like Brave and Shrek having elements of magical kingdoms with some twist for one of the focal characters having a transformation. They go on a journey to resolve the issues, but I think in all sense it doesn't look too bad. They really emphasize about the case like this movie's been made by all these people that made all like the Pixar films and the co-director of Shrek. It's kind of really the emphasis point on this movie anyway. But I think the animation doesn't look too bad. It seems harmless enough and has some nice visuals, interesting designs, and the jokes can be a little bit here and there of course, but it happens most times with jokes and trailers and stuff. But if you want to catch this film out yourself, you can catch this new film when it drops on Netflix on November 22nd. The next trailer. Come with me if you want to live. We'll see some of the rise of the machines in a new stylized animated form very soon, as we received another new full trailer for the upcoming release of the new take of Terminator 0. The series will be set back in 1997 on the eve of Judgment Day in Japan and follow Malcolm Lee, a technical programmer who has been developing a new AI system that are developing to compete with their competitors of Skynet. Soon he finds himself and his 3 children being pursued by an unknown robot assassin, while also being sent aid from a mysterious soldier from the far future year of 2022. So I've already mentioned this a week or two ago, but I think the series of films has been quite good here and there in a mixed array, and the series looks like it's giving a unique form look, and the animation looks really stylish in the anime form, and I think this might be really interesting to check out, and I will probably give this a look when the series will be releasing on Judgment Day itself on August 29th on Netflix. Of all that, that's all the trailers that we have for this week. So most of the news that I have for this week, there wasn't really much, but I did come across a few announcements, updates, and release date announcements for about 4 projects and confirmations on certain things that kind of clear up some bits. So let's delve into and see what I found this week. Starting off is with a quick little update to something I actually talked about probably about maybe a month ago at this point, with another film that also has been ranking in the box office, and this of course with this new film of Kevin Costner's passion project of Horizon American Saga. The last update I provided was that the second part of this planned so far 4-film series was recently removed from its scheduled August 16 release due to the poor reception and box office of the first part, although I have heard the VOD demand has been actually decently well for it in particular. And there was a question of when we would get this continuing part of a western of its plan. It looks like we have a form of when we'll probably see the first word of the next part. So earlier this week it was announced that the film itself will be making its debut as one of the closing films of the upcoming Venice Film Festival in September or late August, and be shown out of the competition alongside the new Beetlejuice sequel as well as the upcoming film of Wolves with Brad Pitt and George Clooney, and also be in the festival alongside the Joker Folie à Deux sequel. It will be worth to see if this will all provide the context of when part 2 will come out, if it's going to be a case of going straight to cinemas or be like straight to streaming with part 1, or an idea when the other 2 parts are coming out, but I'm sure we'll probably have to see when all this plays out and the outcome for the massive western at this coming film festival. But the games next will be beginning again real soon, as the biggest question for a lot of people who are fans of the streaming giant of Netflix is when we would see the continuation of a sadistic Korean series that saw people play messed up children's games for massive cash prizes. Well, thankfully, those questions have been answered, as in conjunction with some visual connection to the ongoing Olympics, Netflix dropped a small cryptic teaser confirming the release date date for the second season of Squid Game, which is now confirmed to be releasing the day after Christmas on December 26th. This is not the only news as well for this. It's been confirmed that there is going to be a third and final season, and that this is not going to be massive yet, but it's being confirmed this final season will be dropping sometime in 2025, releasing alongside stuff of the third Knives Out film and the final season of Stranger Things. So in the case instance, it might be an instance of this being a two-parter film, a massive, more bigger season, or in case it's two seasons filmed back to back or something. I didn't want to overdo a show, which I fully get. It will be intriguing to see what kind of messed up games and mysteries will be involved in this final duology seasons, but I look forward to wrapping this final follow-up around the holidays. The third update for this week is taking us to a galaxy far, far away, as we have an update, first look and release for the next entry in the Star Wars saga in the form of the series of Skeleton Crew. For a while we have only seen one image of this project in the form of the character that Jude Law will be playing, and the concept of this is like a coming of age story, kind of like a Stand By Me but set in space, and for a while it's been very quiet until just this week when we finally got a new look at the series with some of the other cast, including a new blue elephant looking alien kid, as well as confirmation this series will be releasing from the beginning of December, on the 3rd of December in particular, when the series will start playing. After that, not much has been shared, but most likely I feel we'll probably get more information about this whole project at the upcoming release of D23 next weekend, which most likely case will give us more information about what our Disney Plus properties in full, and probably even give us a full trailer for this in particular. And we'll have to see if this will have any appeal after the Vice of Acolyte series, which in my own case, a show that I see as having its problems for sure, but I don't think it's the worst thing, and it's actually pretty decent. So that's my own interpretation of it, but let's go on to the last update. So this one only dropped about last night, and it's a little update to Marvel Studios. So I gave an insight into the Comic-Con news last week with Marvel. I was initially going to give my thoughts on Arnie J as Doctor Doom for this section if there was nothing else going on, but I may mention that one of the projects they skipped over was the film of Blade that had been in some development issues since the announcement in 2019. Many of the speculations that the film was being silently either cancelled to rework for the likes of him appearing in, say, like a Daredevil or new season of Moon Knight to build up to Midnight Suns, but it looks like that is not the case, and in fact is still planned for release in November of next year. It's unclear why they didn't bring it up in the conference last week, but most cases they were probably finalizing some aspects and couldn't announce them just yet, so maybe we could see them getting some info at D23 next week with all the other Marvel stuff they didn't show off, which is mainly most of the Marvel animation and TV shows, and maybe other planned films beside the big five from last week, but I hope they do turn things around to bring the Daywalker back into the light real soon. But in all instances, what are your thoughts on all these updates and announcements, and which of them are you most excited about, and what release date or outcome do you see for all of them in particular? Let me know what your thoughts on them down below in the comments, and we'll discuss them there. And with all that, that's all the news that we have for this week.
Justice.
And now all of that brings episode 63 to a close, and most likely probably a short one in a long while, maybe under 18 minutes or something like that, so I'll have to say that case. So a few little updates before I completely lose my mind and break down some aspects. Reviews wise, I've just uploaded a new one there of the Chicken Run Dawn, the Nugget sequel that I planned to do a little while ago. It's now up, you can check it out below on the description. I'll probably upload some of these reviews onto my normal social medias as well, and give your opinions on that down below, or just on my socials if you think that's a good idea. And yeah, there's probably more coming along. There'll be some long form ones, of course. There's gonna be some short form ones when I kind of like films that don't have much to talk about on. Long form ones maybe like Dune, there's gonna be like Deadpool, there's gonna be some other ones, they're all coming along soon. So then gameplay wise, I have a few polls at least case going on. I got 4 parts of Hogwarts Legacy on the way. I'm probably near the end of this game actually as well. I think I only have about like 7 or 8 missions left, so, and they're going by quick anyway. So in the bases for each console I have in the moment, for Switch the leader currently is Mario Wonder, with a tie each for 1 vote each as well for Sonic and Alien Isolation. PlayStation looks like Last of Us is leading the pack, and then a 1 vote each for both Spider-Man 2, Other Options, and Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. And then Xbox, it's Assassin's Creed and Cyberpunk tied for 2 votes each, with 1 vote for Telltale's Walking Dead. So there is an option you can vote on my social media, on my Instagram story, which you can find the link in my channel somewhere, and also a case where I have the link down below in the description if you want to check them out there to like cast your vote and some stuff as well. There's a few other options there on the list, so we'll have to see down the line. I'll probably announce in some point tomorrow of what game we'll be playing for each console, or by the time this video goes up. Next then, long form videos. The rewatch fun is coming along. The AI video I'm going to be delving really deep into at the moment. I promised someone that video and I'm going to get that out for them, as well as a case of some other long form concepts that I'll do, like rather around like the story time shit, vlogs, chill videos and stuff like that, but I'm going to work on them and probably have a point where like if I don't bash my head against the wall or completely lose my mind and break down all the time, I will probably think of some other aspects. But yeah, that's basically where I'm going to leave it for now, because I don't really have anything else to talk about. I'm rambling on here to at least give it a bit more context to this episode, but But anyways, if you enjoyed this video and would like to see more from me, then simply like and subscribe, as I upload new videos every single week, and we are 2 subscribers close to 69. We're close to the funny number, and we want to get that going. But most likely the case, my goal for the end of this year is around 75 to 100 subs, so if we can get to that point by then, I'll greatly appreciate it. I might even do a little dance or something. I might do the opening of Deadpool and Wolverine. If you've seen it already, you know what I'm talking about. I might do something about that. I don't know. Other stuff, comment below in your thoughts on everything that was discussed this week, whatever there was this week, or in your thoughts of like what you'd like to see me do, or if you want to see some aspects of like a special segment you'd like to get shout out from me by, or something like that. Let me know. I will gladly, give the time and effort to check out your stuff and share it around and support it with all whatever I can. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it there for now. And as always, you all stay being wonderful people, and thank you for watching my videos, and have a great day every day, and keep being you, because no one else can do what you do. And take care of yourself, of course. Mental health is very important. So with all that, I'm out of here for now, and I'll see you all in the next week's episode and the next video, of course. So take care, everyone, and